is it going to be the same situation again? That's this time it's over on the opposite team. Are they going to be the one with the are they going to be the one with the alpha that's doing all the work, or are PH Alliance, having utilized alpha effectively, going to be able to counterpick or counterplay against it very well?
Well, I hope that it does go to a third game. I kind of hope it goes back and forth. You said that yourself, didn't you? And that we really want that third game. So the game has started now. Why don't you talk us through what's happening?
Well, we're seeing a grouped together, the PH Alliance, actually invading the enemy jungle. That early Treant in the back line there, as well as the fronts from the enemy team. So noting the rotation of the enemy team in these early stages, knowing they haven't started at their fronts and they've started at their backs and that sort of things. We do see that they've kind of ignored the Treant, 61 and Tomia, avoiding those guys, as we see Silver basically just taking this Treant free of their own accord. Meanwhile, in lane, we have seen Wayne doing a good amount of damage against Lekien, but the burst of Lekien starting to come through as well. Heal quickly from 61 is going to allow a little more damage, but the rest of Silver have pushed up into lane. And meanwhile, Sky has been doing her rotation in the jungle, has her level 2 as well. You see depression engage hard onto Wham. Wham extremely low. Is he going to die from the thing? I think the heals of 61 actually keeping him alive there. It's a great play, but that was a huge burst of damage there onto Wham.
So, even though that just happened, and I want to talk about the game, I just want to talk about what just happened to me. Very awkward thing. I just went to go take a laptop upstairs, like go all nice stuff because I'm being a nice boyfriend, and I slipped on the floor. I've got a massive gash in my thumb, raised up my arm, and caught the laptop with one hand and my phone in the other, like jumping artist. It was awesome. But
Do you need to pop away for a couple of minutes to?
I'm actually. It's not as bad as I say. Wham.
Well, I think Wham is AFK.
Yeah, they're very important. Like maybe not. Okay.
Lekien was like, hell to the no.
And they're gone. Ow. And so, now they're just pushing forward. Sync 1 just trying to hold the lane best he can. Wham has respawned, but it does look like he is AFK. My phone is actually cracked. Ow, wow, I didn't say how bad that was.
Okay.
I'm so stupid. But anyway, Sky's rotating into lane now to help clear it. And Lake Yang trying to get the kill on Sync 1. But unfortunately, PH Alliance are known for having a few lag issues, and it looks like they have
resolved for them. We will have Wham back anything.
Here we go. We've started, and is he back?
No movement thus far. In fact, we have. I was going to say, I thought the Adagio had got AFK then.
That would have been awkward.
Well, it would have been really awkward for Tomia. But yeah, we do see now that PH Alliance obviously down a team member while Wham gets his connection resolved. Hopefully, a quick restart of his mobile device will see that right. We do see 61 and Tommy doing a good defense despite it being 2 versus 3. Alpha at the moment currently just purely in their own jungle, so not taking advantage of the fact that Sky's having to be in the lane. And utilising her jungle as well. So that's to the slight benefit of PH Alliance at this point in the game.
Yeah, which it's always good because obviously it seems to be the early rotations because people are scared of like your crystal. Sorry, your crystal sentries. Your crystal sentries, but it looks like Ringo is back anyway. I mean, you don't see a lot of early aggression even when the crystal sentries aren't there. I'm still this patch going in like first rotation into the enemy's jungle if I've got the stronger early game hero just to keep them down. Because in this patch, if you win the jungle, you win the game. We've seen it happen time and time again in Vainglory 8 today. So I don't see why aggression isn't a thing. With a Sky against an Alpha, I would expect the Sky to be living in Alpha's jungle, especially early game. So, but Wayne's trying to poke away Lake Yang, and look at that, he's come back. He hasn't got as much farm, but he is definitely trying to go toe-to-toe with someone who is definitely doing a lot more damage than him, but he is outskilling Lake Yang and showing his more veteran status.
Yeah, Wayne has come back with the vengeance. He's taken out all anger that he has at his internet service provider, taking it out on the enemy. Coming back straight up that lane and taking down Lake Yang to a half health. In that initial trade. Do you see the fountain now coming out for Sync C1? The AFK's not really cost Wham too much. He is about 20 CS down, but at this early stage in the game, he's got plenty of opportunity to pull that back throughout the rest of the game. We've not really seen that gold lead transitioning over to kills for Silver thus far, although we have seen 2 big items just picked up, with Gwen picking up a Sora Blade and the Aftershock on the Alpha. It does mean the next team fight is going to be slightly more painful for PH Alliance. Whether they've realised that or not, it's coming. Those crits coming out onto Wayham by Lakey were huge there, but that heal from Cincy 1 was much needed.
I actually don't think those were crits.
Wow.
I think those were just empowered. One of them was an empowered base take, but because when was a little bit just one level fine and less damage, just looked so much more. But yeah, those I think crits have little exclamation marks next to it, because that was just a normal attack. But now they're going in, and Tommy is taking a lot of damage. It's a fantastic sewage strike on the, like, you probably saw the numbers there. I did not, but that was probably under 10 health.
Yeah, I can't see the numbers now because it healed up slightly, but I didn't look at the time. I should have, but I'm pretty sure that was I'd say under 10, or at least close to it. But yeah, no, good play there from Silver to kind of push PH Alliance that low. We do see in the jungle now Alpha and Depression. Sorry, Alpha is Depression. Alpha and Kilo even doing their rounds, taking away as much jungle as they can and putting down as much vision as they can. And like you said earlier, you win the jungle, you win the game. And I think getting that early vision down and getting an early double over the jungle is essential, especially once you take down that first turret. Once you've got that first turret pushed, Kilo in lane taking a lot of damage there from Wayham and CC1 will be safe underneath his turret though for now. But whether that stays that way or not is going to be interesting.
Yeah, because the big thing now is that our Gwen here has his ultimate. Wayham is still a full level down. He will not have his ultimate for a few more lane waves, actually. I would even recommend leaving him to solo farm for a little bit, hyper farming him a little bit, just so he gets that ultimate back, like kind of making up for lost time. So, as of right now, our poor Wayham is going to struggle just for a little bit, but when I can see him getting a lot stronger, because Ringo gets undeniably strong as the game goes on. So, early game, they're definitely going to struggle because of that AFK, but you know, don't hold your breath, because I can definitely see this turning to PH Alliance side.
Yeah, I definitely would not rule out PH one little bit. Ringo, we've seen Ringo being utilised so well during this patch, and he's been very popular pickup just because he's just an overall strong hero. His late game is particularly good, especially when he's got things like the heal from that 61's going to provide. That buff from Adagio is not so effective in the late game, but it's going to allow Wayham to get to that really good stage that he needs to throughout the early and mid stages of the game, and just allow him to trade out that little bit better with that Gwen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Sync 1, he looks like he really wants to try and steal this goal, but if he steals it, I'm going to be proud. I'm legitimately going to be proud. But here's the goal. Here's the judgment of Gwen next to straight away, and Sync 1's something against the wall. This will be a death for Sync 1, but no, he found when he survived. Have a fun for him to come out. It will land for the egg, and he goes to the death of Wayham. That is not good for him. It's Sky's trying to get the full barrage. He is landing onto Arda, but that gift of fire saved Wayham's life. The right of the miss wasn't good. Down will go. Down will go the Adagio, and now we're seeing that Kilo will fall to the Lyra, but it doesn't look like Alpha will. They didn't focus on Alpha, and now it's going to be Tommy versus Depression. I'm pretty sure Tommy is going to win this one, but can he catch her? That is going to be the question. The full barrage misses, so Depression is going to get away from this one quite easily. So there we go. That was... I think if they would have focused on Depression, that would have been better gold for them. But oh, Wayham didn't expect that. Wayham's going to fall. There's a nice three stroke, but not from the definite above. And there is a really good Aegis high landing with Tommy and stunning him, but they can't, because of the really good defensive depth from above. They couldn't captivate on it, so they're going to have to go back and farm. Now that was quite an intense fight that went good and bad for both sides.
Yeah, we saw initially Silver taking down that Vein Crystal. Sorry, Hurt taking down that gold miner even. With the versus judgment was attempted by they just took it down. They just took it down with their minds.
I'm just going to die now. I'm just going to give up.
Yeah, no. We saw them take down the gold mine. The versus judgment did come out, but it was stunned up by the gauntlet. We then saw a really good death buff coming out from Tommy, who did manage to survive the team effectively and get some good stuns off. There comes the death buff now, as Depression is doing the rounds and taking down another kill. In fact, Depression is going to go into his passive. Meanwhile, Gwen will pick up the kill onto the Ringo. Tommy now the focus. Kilo looking very healthy and lacking in the background.
Oh.
There's a bit of damage. There's an ace, and that is going to be Silver taking an ace, and they're immediately turning their attention to the enemy jungle. The gold miner only on about half full at the moment, but that turret's still looking prime for the taking. And that is going to be the first turret of the game going over to Team Silver.
That was a really good fight. Like catching out, because that all started from a buckshot announcer into the enemy side jungle. They saw the Adagio and just captivated. They just completely destroyed him. He got a last heal off just before he died to slow them, but it wasn't enough. Even though the death from above landed onto Alpha, Ringo just didn't seem to output enough damage and just died. But there's a fantastic gauntlet. Wham just gets, wow! There was some crit. I think I saw one for 358 on just a normal attack. That is really good. She is sitting on a Sora Blade breaking point and almost has the Tyrants, only like just 150 gold off it now. So this is looking more and more like Silver's game. And I hate to say it like that, but it isn't over until the Vein Crystal's destroyed.
Yeah, we saw for a fact in previous games that we've seen today, in fact yesterday, where teams could look like they're making a comeback, but it only took one effective team fight, that one missed item proc, to really swing things. And if the team are playing well and have good knowledge and map awareness, they can, an ace can quickly turn into a gold mine and 2 turrets, or a kraken and a vein crystal even. So these teams, they're not to be underestimated, and the game is definitely not over until that vein crystal is gone, because these teams will take advantage of every situation they can to try and re-establish themselves as winners of the game.
Well, at least now Ringo has his breaking point, and it looks like he's actually building towards that Aegis. I would 100% sell my potions, just build a minion's foot, just to have a little bit of extra crit damage when I need to fight. Because just a tiny amount's going to help. But oh, Sky's in a bad spot. Sky looks like she's going to get just collapsed upon. She will. Everything is being used, but amazing depth of above, fountain, heals, everything. Williams going to be the next target. He's just able to run away as the full brush is coming in. There's a fantastic prime directive, and that will be Tomia going down to the damage from Sky. But Lake Yang's really trying to go in right now. Ringo's a little bit even too scared just to fight. That's a good position for Lake Yang to be in right there, but Waya just had to run away that entire fight. Wasn't even able to get too much damage off at all. They really want to go in. They really want to try and get some extra kills here, but I think they'll just be stuck with a kill on the Sky. They'll be going back. Depression and Ringo going back to base there, and that is a dangerous position to be in from PH Alliance. To be anytime they show up, you have to run away. It's always a very scary position to be in.
Yeah, I definitely, having been in that position a few times, it's not a great place to be. And the Sky did a really good job of disengaging there. You saw the death from above coming out, but what I'd like to point out is there was a beautiful crucible there from Kilo as well, in response to it, that managed to ensure that Depression that could further engage and keep it going. Really good play from both sides there. 61 getting a good fountain and heal off onto the Sky to allow them to keep fighting back, but but Depression just so strong on that Alpha, and really forcing a lot of defensive moves out of the PH Alliance team.
Yeah, and there they are. They're stealing a mid medic now from the blue side. They're rotating back through the blue side jungle. They haven't taken the crystal sentry yet. By the way, Golden's taking it now. And we see Sky taking a back medic and then just putting back a little bit. There's a prime directive. I mean, Sky 541 damage again. Sun in the corner, and that is Tomia. Yeah, trying to switch back around to the end corner, and he's going back in with another fantastic prime directive. We're seeing Wim trying to survive. He can't even fight. He can't even do the nice first gun will come in, but it was blocked by Lake Yang, and down will go Ringo and Adagio. And this game is looking more and more like it's in Silver's pocket.
Yeah, Depression just waiting for Kilo to tank a couple of turret shots, use that. And now they're coming back to the actual turret, currently still standing, rather than being in almost the base of the enemy team. Depression really going and committing on these kills and successfully landing that ace there previously is going to do a lot of work for them. Tomia trying his best. There's a death from above. Depression is going to. There's a good block coming up from Lake Yen. Kilo is slowed. Hellfire Brew does land though, and that is going to be Depression going very low. But there's a founding proc from Kilo. Kilo does manage to get up before dying. There's going to be the ultimate proc from Depression. Can Depression get onto where? No, it's not going to be the case. 61 is right in the middle there. You see the ace and the... Oh, God. That was such a good ultimate coming out of Lake Yen, completely unexpected, huge damage. 61 is going to go down as well to Alpha, and now we do see Lake Yen taking a full forward barrage from Tomia. It needs to be very careful because those crits are hurting now from that Gwen. Crystal Sentry doing what he can to try and take out those enemy invaders, and he's going to back and heal himself up as a result, but they are going to be too low to take this gold mine before Kraken spawns.
That's a really cute thing I just noticed. That was a really good fight. I want to talk about it, but I don't at the same time because I just realised Crystal Sentries port back to base when they get injured.
Yeah, you don't know.
It makes me happy. No,
I think if you get them under half health and they don't take any damage or they don't fight anyone for 5 seconds, I think they then decide to pull back.
That's awesome. I like that. That's just like so cute. Like they're actually now they're as strong as heroes now, so they might as well port back home and heal. So there we go. Or do they port back into the abyss and a new Crystal Sentry takes their place? Dark Lore. I'm sorry, but yeah, game is happening. Gwen has picked up a weapon infusion now, and they're just starting on the Kraken as it starts. The Kraken's going to help with that one. Kilo just, doing this tanky thing. And I don't even think Blue Team is going to want to even contest this. They're not even going to bother at this stage. I don't even think they actually know that they're taking it. They don't know.
Absolutely zero vision. They've not had the opportunity to press out into jungle for such a long time now. Silver managed to keep them so well at bay with these team fights and established a perimeter around Kraken that they're just absolutely no vision or control for the side of PH Alliance. So I think Silver, they felt very confident taking that Kraken, knowing what had just happened and having vision of a couple of the members of PH Alliance already anyway. Just allows that. So Boots picks up now for Gwen there. Just to give it a little bit more of a speed boost combined with their passive, so that engage can be even stronger and the chase down potential so the chase down potential is also there if needed. We do see now the Kraken pushing in full health, 2 turrets standing in the way, 1 YM, 1 Sync C1, 1 Tomiya. What can they do? We see the infusion coming out. There is the death from above, does absolutely nothing. Well dodged out by Silver. Does mean that there's the gauntlet coming down Lakian. There's the burst of judgment. Is blocked. Good block there coming out. Wayham trying to do as what he can, but he's taking so much damage from Lakian. He's sitting in that back line. 61 up against Tomiya, up against Depression is going to be going at Tomiya already dead. Doesn't look good for PH Alliance, and we are going to see that third game as Silver take the game. GG.
That was just a great last fight coming out from PH Alliance. Like there was a prime directive that took Tomiya out within the first 2 seconds of the fight. I thought that was absolutely beautiful.